I have a couple other things here that are not in your notes that you're probably going to want to add. One of them is two-cycle oil. What I have here is 3 different types of two-cycle mixed oil. And if you go to any kind of hardware store, they sell two-cycle oil. They have True Value two-cycle oil mix. And a couple of things you need to be aware of with these. One of them is you need to mix it correctly. Two-cycle products, you have to mix the oil in the gas before you put it into the fuel tank. It doesn't have an oil sump. All of its lubricating value comes from the oil that's in the fuel. And the trend that you'll see if you've been using two-cycle fuels is you're seeing less and less oil in the fuel. It used to be that you mixed it 12 parts gas to 1 part oil. Then it went to 16 parts gas to, or 16 parts oil to 16 part gas to 1 part oil. Then it went to 24, then it went to 32. Now you're seeing it really common to be 50 parts of gasoline and 1 part oil. Some of the latest ones that I've seen in the last year are 100 to 1. 100 parts gas, 1 part oil. What's the difference between the two? How did we go from such a high volume of oil to such a low volume of oil? Is it because our gasoline has changed? Is it because we don't need to lubricate the engine anymore, so it was not necessary?
Maybe not as much. Better
The secret is in the oil. The quality of the oil has improved so dramatically that we can use less oil because it has better adhesion to the parts. It doesn't gum up and turn into varnish. And so it's the quality of the oil. And so when you buy a container of oil like this Eco oil, this is a 50 to 1 mixture. This is a 50 to 1 mixture. Can I use this in a product that says 12 to 1? Can I use it in something that says 24 to 1? Yes, I can. I can use a 50 to 1 oil mixture in anything before it, and it's because it's not the machine that dictated the quality of the oil. It was the quality of the oil that dictated what my mix ratio was. And so if I get a brand new machine and it says mix it 32 to 1, and this is the oil that I'm using, I'm going to mix it according to this container. And this container says mix this with 2 gallons of oil, which gives me a 50 to 1 mixture. And because of this type of oil, it works. So when you guys go out and you buy oil, that's one thing you want to keep track of. I was told before class that I was sponsored by John Deere, and I'm not. And here's some John Deere oil. I wouldn't recommend it. Reason why I wouldn't recommend it is because it doesn't say on here what its specification is. And tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Thursday, we're going to talk about oil. We're going to talk about additives and what's in it. And there's a national organization that certifies oil that guarantees you that it meets certain qualifications. And if it does, you would put that on here. And it's not on here. These two, this is Shindawa and this is Echo. And I know that if I go buy a container that says steel oil, it'll also have it. Right on the very front here it says meets and exceeds JASCO FC and ISO EGD. What that is a stamp that says it meets this particular qualification, and it lets you know that you're buying something that has a base standard that guarantees you that base standard. Now, does that mean that this isn't the same quality? That doesn't necessarily mean that. That just means that I can't guarantee you, because they didn't stamp it on here, that it's certified. You might be able to go do some research and figure it out, but at this point, reading the package, I can't guarantee you that it's certified. And if I'm mixing this and it says to mix it 32 to 1, I would have to mix it 32 to 1, because even if my machine said to go to 50 to 1, the oil itself only allows me to go to 32 to 1. So this is what determines my mix ratio more than what the machine that you're working with guarantees or recommends. It's the quality of your oil.